Welcome to Poland Daily History with me, Nicholas Richardson. In the previous episode, we started discussing why Kazimierz Puławski and Tadeusz Kościuszko decided to go to America to fight in the American Revolutionary War. We've now reached the point in the story where we start to discuss how their background in the nobility opened doors for them and made it possible to travel halfway across the world to take part in the conflict on the side of the colonialists against the British government, leaving a legacy which is recognised by practically all Americans until today.
He met Benjamin Franklin in Paris. Benjamin Franklin, being a canny lad, as you would say in Britain, said this fellow has skills that we need, because he knew that from his the Confederation, Bar Confederation battles and things that had gone up before, that Pulaski was quite the dashing and effective cavalry commander. Okay, so Franklin managed to say, "Look, you've not got any work right now. In fact, your head could be on the chopping block. Why don't you come over and put your head on a better chopping block and see what you can get out of it? Because, well, let's not go too far to what happens. Let's keep that." But he did meet Benjamin Franklin. He did go to America on the invitation of Benjamin Franklin.
And said, "I'm here to fight for freedom," essentially.
Yeah.
When he landed.
I'm here, both of them. And Kosciuszko, meanwhile, is virtually the same age. And or are they the same age?
They're about 9 months apart.
Yeah, exactly. So Kosciuszko, of course, also a noble. Back then there were a lot of nobles, a lot of gentry, and
indeed
a lot of Vons. If you were German, you'd say von something. They would be von something. But Kosciuszko was born to not to much money, rather impoverished gentry, if you will. So good name, but no money. All right, but that opens doors for you if you're well presented, as we know. In England, if you're well presented, you can go anywhere. Yeah, that's why they had to get rid of Harry and Meghan. They're not well presented, are they? Yeah. So, joking, folks. Do write in. It's a joke. And he was the patron. He was patronized by the Czartoryski family, which is one of the great 5, 6, 7 families of Poland, along with, who are there? Potocki and Zamoyski and Lubomirski, and I'm leaving some, Radziwiłł. I'm leaving some out, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. Indeed. Fill in the blank with the others out there. You probably know them better than I do. And he was patronized by them, and that helped him to get his career started and to be educated, to travel a bit. So the point is, both of them nobles, both of them coming from different places in terms of their wealth and their original potentials from their family, and both of them end up doing in the great uncarved wilderness of America, carving out places for themselves as two of the great names of the American Revolution, and not only of the 18th century.
Well, indeed.
Yeah, whose influence lives to today. Despite, they can go and tear down all the statues they want, but the influence of these two men will live on, with statue or no statue. Yeah, you won't be able to destroy that historical memory.
No, nor should you want to.
No. Well, we don't want to, but some people are ignorant.
Some people want to. Particularly ironic in the case of Kościuszko, who, in his will, finally, was skipping ahead a bit, but left money to help for the freedom of slaves.
Yeah. And also what's interesting, if you look at this, is, he in fact, that it didn't ever work out.
But he tried.
But he did try. And he organized this in the 1790s, as I remember. So it was pretty early on. This is what I wanted to say as well, is that Kosciuszko had a very long life, 70 years or so.
I think he was 71 when he died.
Yeah. And Pulaski, by contrast, 32 years old. And I will riff upon that subject, I suppose, in further episodes. But there's a lot to say about his influence on the development of American tactics, battlefield tactics, to do with cavalry, even to today.
That's amazing. Well, that's been a very good introduction. Well, thank you. As usual, we've been defeated by the clock.
Yeah.
Will has given us an extremely exciting introduction, comprehensive introduction to why these two figures are so important in the history not only of Poland, but particularly in this case in the history of the American colonies, which were to become, following the successful War of Independence, the country we know today as the United States of America. Do join us again on Poland Daily History, when we'll hear more about these two remarkable men. Thank you for watching.